Well, welcome to the Dancing Oracle with Najia. I'm a psychic medium. I'm also a dance teacher, but today I'm taking you along my walk to answer your questions in the chat about psychic mediumship. Anything you want to know about developing it? Do you have it? What is the difference between a medium and a psychic and a tarot card reader or a channel? I have all of the above, but there are differences. There are different abilities that come with that and different sensing. So, whenever I do these, I never know when they're scheduled. They're kind of impromptu, according to when I can find some free time to answer your questions. But if you can't join these live chats while they're happening and you want to ask a question about psychic development, if you go to my community page where I put a post up, you go to my Dancing Oracle channel page, the actual page, and in the menu bar, there's a lot of different, things you can search for, like my videos, my playlist. And if you scroll over to the right of the menu, it says post, Posts. And there it says that I will be doing some videos answering all your questions about psychic development, about all the different clairs, senses, about meanings of tarot cards, numbers, anything numerology, even astrology, because that's all part of the mystical realm to help. So if you have anything in there, please put that in the comments for November's questions. So it's a cold day. I'm on this Penzi Trail. Now, this asphalt used to be railroad tracks running between the backyards in a town that I grew up in. And I don't live here, but I don't live too far away. Hi, Ingrid. Welcome to the chat, Ingrid. What are the clues to what? What are the clues to know whether you're a psychic or a tarot reader? Well, a tarot reader is like a first step in getting a toolkit for having something reliable to work with. A psychic is something that happens from birth. Like everyone has a certain amount of psychic ability. But some people are more gifted than others, more open. Just like, some people are natural singers and they have a beautiful voice, and other people love to sing and can sing, but won't, be able to develop it as much. But you can, even if you don't have a great voice, you can develop it to be beautiful and artistic. Some people are born to play basketball. They're like 7 feet tall and they're really athletic and strong. And maybe someone who's shorter won't have as much ability, but they can get better. Everyone has something and they can make it better. So it's not like, oh, there's only psychics and you're not one. It's your natural birthright. But everyone, you have to cultivate what you got. And you also have to realize what you have. And within the psychic realm, there are many clair senses, right? So the clairaudience is one of the ones that I have taught on YouTube. And I'll be teaching a workshop this Sunday. If you are definitely interested, you have to email me because the website doesn't let you sign up any sooner than 1 week in advance. So there was a deadline last Sunday. But you could technically get in if you really, really want to. But it's a whole thing to email me and get you on there. All right? So, but other than that, clairaudience is psychic hearing, right? Then there's clairvoyance, psychic seeing. Now, within the clairvoyance, there are different ways of seeing. And one is you might get these visions that come on suddenly, and you may not be able to see anything else but the vision. Like you won't even see the room anymore. It will dissolve, and you will be in this other place. It would be so profound. That would be a major mystical experience. And then there's times where you just can close your eyes, like in a meditation, or just, maybe going for a walk and sitting on the bench for a moment, kind of like what I do. And you might just see like a little tiny square, rectangle, and you start to see that there is a little movie going on in there. There's activity. There's people. And you're trying to see into that. You're trying to bring that screen closer and larger on the inner space to see what's going on. And these kind of things come to you for a reason. Like, then there's ones where you can ask a question and get a flash, a picture, like a flash of something. Like that's something I often do in my readings with people. And I'll just see something that comes out of the blue that, people will say, oh, I know what that is. I won't know what, it means, but they know what it means because it pertains to their reading. I just have to trust my instincts and tell them what I see. The other thing that, another type of clairvoyance is remote viewing. That's really interesting. That is something I've done once. I took a workshop like decades ago, and I couldn't believe I did it. I have a talent for it, but it kind of creeped me out. I was like, oh, this is invasive. But it is definitely a handy tool. You can give someone GPS coordinates and they could see what's right there from a whole nother part of the world. And a lot of Army intelligence uses remote viewers, psychics. So let's see who else is on here. I'll continue with that question. Hi, Sylvia. Sylvia, we're in Pennsy Trail, like an old railroad track that got made into a trail. Samuel. Oh my God, that's your house? Do you live around here? Do you live in Pennsylvania, Samuel? Hi, Laura. Hi, Bob. Let's see. Umet, hi, hello. I guess you're from Turkey. You have a Turkish name. Hi, David. Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't want to get on any list and let the government know I can remote view. It kind of creeped me out. It kind of freaked me out. Another type of psychic seeing is, seeing auras. I've been seeing auras since I'm a baby. I thought everyone saw them until I was about a teenager, and I realized no one else sees this but me. But it is real. You can photograph it. There are special cameras that can photograph the aura, called Carillion photography. It has been just the bridge. Oh man. Hopefully the connection will improve. Oh man. Maybe just the bridge put the internet out. I'll keep speaking because I heard it still records. When I replay it, you can hear all the information, answers to your questions. So there's clairtangency, which is tactile psychic senses, touching something and touching an object and seeing into its past, seeing the owner, seeing the vibrations, feeling that whatever is associated with it. Much like a dog would sniff something out. It's similar. Yeah, I'm back now. Thank God. I think it was just that bridge. So there's also, I think it's called clairalliance when you smell. So I have that a lot with mediumship. When the dead people come through, I can smell their perfume. Yeah. So these are all things that come through. There's also telepathy is another psychic sense. It's different. It's, like you are in the same vibration as somebody else. Like you're very resonant with them in the same frequency. And you can often read each other's minds and feel each other's feelings. So in a way, that's telepathy as a psychic ability. May not be as strong as the other clairs, but it's still very interesting. It stays within the same frequency, the same level. A lot of the clairs will connect with the other dimensions. And that's part of mediumship is going into the other realms. So sometimes going into the other realms is not necessarily about communicating with a deceased person. That's just a small part of the vastness of mediumship. I mean, mediumship is, really having that ability to travel through different dimensions. Yeah, I am careful, Cindy. Yeah, I protect myself. It's hard. It does affect my health. Yeah, anytime you care for people, it affects your health. It gets overwhelming. So, anyway, what else? There's so much out there. Now, a card reader is somebody that could be psychic, medium, and a channel, all the above, but has a thorough knowledge of reading the cards, like tarot, right? And a card reader, if they're not psychic, but they're really good at interpretation and symbolism, well, they could have the client shuffle the cards so that the client is putting their psychic energy imbued into it, right? And then the card reader will read the meaning of the cards in the places that they come out to, okay? It doesn't mean they're psychic. Yeah, hi Laura, you have many clairs? That's wonderful. Well, traveling back in time, Bob is asking, technically, yes and no, because time all exists at once. It's hard to say. It's like one of those, time is an experience, it's a movie. Yeah, I do go to Jesus for guidance. He's huge for me, Cindy. Don't be afraid of your connection to spirit and angels. Think of the prophets, right? Just don't go with any lower entities. Keep everything high vibration with your angels and guides, very high light beings. Because the spirit world has everything in it, just like the whole world has anything in it, good and bad, same thing. Got to be careful where you go. So it's freezing. It's a freezing here. I'm not used to this shock of cold. We had on Sunday, I don't know if you all felt it, but where I live in Pennsylvania, man, since I was up at 6:30 in the morning, the sun was so bright. And there was a major solar flare thing going on. And it was so hot all day, even though it was physically cold out. The sun was so bright, it made everything. Look at those happy squirrels running around. Oh my God. Oh, honey, E. Danielson, I'm so sorry you've lost a child. I'm so sorry, honey. Oh my God, that's really the worst. You know, and even I understand, because even I mean, not as a child, because, oh, that's beyond, but as someone who has lost somebody, even though I'm a medium, even though I have contact with deceased friends and loved ones, it is not the same as holding them in your arms. It is a whole nother thing. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the Bible states not to go to psychics, but they also have prophets and psychics. So what? The Bible says to kill people who have tattoos. The Bible says you can sell your daughter into slavery. The Bible says a lot of things. They made up these laws that were from men and not God. You know, the Bible, also the priest used to do the chemical abortions. If a man thought his wife was sleeping with someone else, he could bring her to the priest and they would give her the bitter herbs that would make her have an abortion, a chemical abortion. Yet, you know, and they would say, well, if she cheated, then the baby's going to be lost. But if it's your baby, the baby will survive the abortion treatment. It was so cruel. The woman had no say in it. So you have to really listen. I read the Bible for years, the whole Bible up and down. I was going to be a nun. I volunteered for the convent for 2 years. I was going to be a nun. I've checked over and over. I've read all the old manuscripts from all the surrounding areas for decades. Decades and decades. So please, when you take something, do not take it out of context. Be careful where you get it from. Really do your research. Really do your research. And, you know, even the New Testament has stuff in there that's not from Jesus, but they kept it in because it's a great story about the woman who commits adultery, and he says, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. It's such a great story. It's something he would definitely say. But you know, Henry VIII, because he wanted to divorce his wives and establish the Church of England, he had that put into the Bible. And you know what? It's in it. They didn't take it out because it is such a great story. And it does sound like something Jesus would definitely say. It would be his message. But people change things. You got humans, you know? And so, Cindy, maybe this isn't the right channel for you. You should get off. You're interrupting the flow of the channel because you're really against it. So what are you here for? You know? If this scares you, then don't be here. Please don't be here, all right? I wish you well, but I have to save this time for other people who really want to ask questions about psychic development, getting in touch with their angels and guides. That's what this is for. Yeah. Hi, Dominic Winchester. No, Cindy, I know you care, but you know what? I'm really right with Jesus. Don't you worry, honey. Okay? I've met Jesus too. Anyway. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Cheryl. And Jesus is not the jealous. Jesus is loving. I don't know. You're talking about the Old Testament God. That Jesus was trying to say, God is not jealous. God is grace and loving. So Jesus is definitely not a jealous being. Anyway. So does anybody have a question about psychic development? Hopefully Cindy will go away. Because if not, guess what? She's going to end this whole conversation. Because she's taken up the whole chat. And anyway, Please don't be rude, Cindy. Let other people speak and get their questions answered. If you don't belong here, don't be here. If you have bad things to say, don't be here. This is my free time, and I'm having a hard time talking after heart surgery. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to talk because it's hard to breathe. So please, don't be rude. All right? All right. Yeah. I don't know how to block anyone. I can't even barely see your chat right now. Anyway, Larmer, Nicholas, Dominic, Bob, anybody have a question? Happy to answer it for you while I'm on this and talk and breathe. We're trying out some asthma medication, but it ain't working. It's just raising my blood pressure after my heart surgery. So anyway. So does anyone know how to block Cindy? Because it's crazy. She's just annoying. Remove. All right. I think I blocked her. We'll find out. Anyway, everybody else, if you want to be in here, ask away. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you develop your connection. Of course, you can hire me for a reading, but even if you do, you should still develop your own connection. Really? It's good for you. It makes you feel so alive. It's so wonderful to feel that connection to spirit. Yeah. All right, Beverly. I've been closed off to all your abilities all your life until the last 8 years, but now I'm told I have earned my wings. Yes, and my chair has been restored. Wow, what does that mean? You must have paid off some karmic debt. I'm thinking. I have to read cards on it sometimes, but I'm just picking up that. Oh, yeah, you're gonna pick. But the other thing is, besides earning your wings, Beverly, the veil is really thinning right now, so everyone's going to have more abilities. And if you're open to it, you're going to have a lot flooding in. It's great. Just navigate it. And the difference between angels and rock music. I only had that one experience, Bob. It's hard to, I'm not an authority on it. I'm giving gifts to help people heal is what other psychics told me. They told me I should do it professionally, even though I've been psychic all my life and hid it from people. And you're trying to connect with your son. I see signs from time to time. Oh, yeah. You can connect with your son. Now, listen. It's hard because you got to keep your frequency up to connect to him, All that sorrow makes the connection falter. Like I was having a hard connection through the internet to connect to everybody because I'm going through an area that didn't have a good frequency for connecting online and doing this live stream. So you have to realize you have to keep that level up so that the two of you can meet on the same level and have communication. Now, there's so many ways, they will send signs. Oh my God, first off, I just want to give you the really good news. Anytime you think of your son with love, and I'm sure you're always thinking of him, is that he's right there with you. He can see you. I put a really nice story on my Facebook today about my mom. And my dad had passed away, a couple years earlier, and she was really struggling. And it wasn't getting any better. It was getting worse and worse and worse, to the point where she wouldn't bathe. She wouldn't bathe at all for months. She wouldn't get dressed. She'd be in an old hospital gown and wouldn't get into regular clothes, wouldn't do nothing. And she always dressed up a lot before when she was with my dad. My dad used to just love how she dolled up for him, and he would call her a tomato. He goes, your mother's so beautiful and so smart and so lively. How can she talk and remember everything about everyone's astrology sign and stuff from decades ago? She's her mind is like a computer, and he just adored her. And my mom just looked horrible and depressed. And I said, Mom, you can't go around like this anymore. She had ended up in a nursing a rehab, like a nursing home kind of place after the hospital, because she got so depressed she wasn't taking good care of herself and ended up with heart problems and the procedure again. And then in rehab, and then she really didn't get dressed for like 2 months, nor bathe, and they couldn't force her to either. It was bad. And I really wanted to get her to put clothes on and get down to the activities. They had music activities, they had art, they had social time. She wouldn't eat in the dining room, and it was nice people. So I brought her all these outfits with jewelry and flowers. So to like coordinate, I brought 3 outfits together, and I said, you gotta pick one. Gotta pick one. You can't like just stay in bed for the rest of your life and not shower and not do anything and wear the same hospital gown. But so it got serious where I said, Mommy, you know, Daddy used to love looking at you. He used to call you tomato and tell me how pretty you are. And now look at you. You know, your hair's all matted. She didn't even brush it for months. She didn't brush it. It was bad. And I go, imagine how he feels. He probably feels so sad seeing you like this. I go, he can see you. And I put the mirror up her. And she got so mad at me. She screamed at me. But, you know, she took it in. I said, he can see you because you think of him all the time. He can see you. He's right here. Why don't you dress up for him? Put an outfit on for Daddy. And she screamed at me. She threw me out of the room because I put the mirror on her. And, you know, she normally slept till 1 or 4 p.m., like really late in the day. She wouldn't get up. She calls me 8:30 in the morning. I don't know which outfit to wear. I can't figure out. Should they wear the yellow, the purple, or the blue? I'm not sure. I got the flowers. They're really pretty. Thank you for bringing them. You gotta come over and help me pick out an outfit for Daddy. And I'm just like, oh my God, what are you doing up at 8 o'clock in the morning? You're never up. She really took it in, and she started dressing up really fancy every single day where she was, putting a flower in her hair. And then I wheeled her into the music room, which is also the dining room at, another point in the day. And everyone was like, oh, who are you? And I like your flower. And she goes, oh, this is my flower. I wear it in memory of my husband. He was my soulmate. We met when we were in grade school, and I had pigtails and da-da-da-da-da. And he was going to be a priest until he met me, got a date with me. Then he wanted to marry me right away. So that is true. He was a little younger than her and got married young. He was really, 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 he really, really loved her. They were so lucky. Oh, look at the cute little library on the train track with the bench. Isn't that cute? So anyone can. So anyway, so I wanted to just say, she did that because she knew my dad was looking at her, and your son is looking at you. So that's the good news. Now, they can get abilities. Now, one of the abilities that has happened to me a lot from the loved ones happens I hear this all over the place. It's not just me. Is being able to throw dimes and pennies around and other coins. Like they appear where you're like, there's no way that came out of your wallet or, purse or whatever. You're like, what? Especially me, because no one's coming in my house since the pandemic. It's just been like, I work at home. I don't even have a dining room in my house anymore. I have a Zoom dance studio because I don't have my dance studios publicly anymore. And my living room is a YouTube studio. So I don't have anywhere to put company except outside in the summer. In my garage, I had put the dining room table in there with a cabinet and everything. It's really cute. But people aren't coming in my house. So rarely because, I don't have the room. I got an Airbnb upstairs, I'm separate from them. I'm not interacting really. So, hi, King Isaac. Hi, Joanne. Hi. Yeah, so you can find, like, they have the ability to manifest metal coins. I don't know what that's all about, but it's a sign. Now, my mom always said she'd send me pennies from heaven. That's the mom that raised me because I'm adopted. And my birth mom, I got to meet her a few times. She passed away around my age right now. And I was getting a lot of dimes. Now, my family says that's the family sign, the Murawski sign. They always send dimes from beyond the grave. So before I had my heart surgery that month, when I was having a lot of problems, I was getting dimes and pennies all around my house, my car, and I'm like, no one's in my car. Where the hell? On the passenger side, like, I am not carrying change around and throwing it around my car in my bathroom. I don't bring my purse in my bathroom. Why are there, like, nobody's in here. Nobody's in here. This is private. And it would just manifest. The other is the time my dad talked to me and my mom on the iPad. He typed messages. We were talking to my dad. We were talking about my dad because he was blind the last 7 years of his life from diabetes. And you know, he could build a house from scratch, you know? He could do anything, you know? And I remember when I bought my house, like, you know, he was already disabled kind of, and, you know, he's crippled from the diabetes and he's blind. And I was having this plumbing issue and I had to find a plumber. He goes, no, he starts like getting off the couch, like I was over his house and he starts getting up, trying to get up off the couch and rocking off the couch. And then he realizes he can't do it anymore. He's blind and he can barely walk. He can't help me with my plumbing, and he wants to because, you know, it was my first house. It's my only house, actually, because I lived in New York in apartments before in Philly. But, and then he, like, realized, and I was telling my mom about it, right? So the iPad starts typing what I'm saying to my mother. And I was saying, like, you know, she was coming around and dressing up and getting social. And I'm like, oh, Daddy would be so proud of you, Mom. I started to talk about that after. And then it was like repeating what we were saying about Daddy wants to do anything to help and he'd be proud of you. And then I was saying, yeah, poor Dad, he had such a hard time before he died. He couldn't be himself. He couldn't do what he wanted. And it's, you know, and as I'm saying that, the iPad goes in a different font and starts typing on its own. My iPad never did that before, by the way. And it says, don't worry about me. In my realm, anybody can do anything. It was so beautiful. In my realm, anybody can do anything. And, oh, there's so many signs. Like, I get the 1111s every single day for almost 12 years. It'll be 12 years in January. Every single day, 3 times a day. 1111, 111, from my dad since the day he died. It has to be him, because it's since the day he died. I never had that happen before. Yeah, so I've lost, let me see if I can find some questions. And yeah. Yeah. So, how to remove somebody else. Man, what's with these people? They don't have anything better to do? You found the coin, but I think the cats found it. Probably the cats would play with it after. Yeah. You know, sometimes you can hear thoughts that aren't your thoughts. Like, if you talk to your son and ask him questions, and, you know, it will sound like your voice, you know? It will sound like Is this my imagination, or am I just wish? That's the hard thing. Like, I have the benefit of being a professional psychic medium, so I get validation from total strangers when I get these messages. So when I get it from my dad or my mom or my friends who've passed, I think, oh, I miss them so much. I must be imagining this and putting those words in my own head, right? Because I want to believe it. I miss them so much. But because since I've been doing this publicly for a few years, and a lot of times people's loved ones come through, not every time, don't be expecting that from me, maybe 20% of the time. They give me 100% validation. In fact, this one person, she hired me twice, and her ex-boyfriend came through because she was worried about her daughter. And I said, there's an ex-boyfriend floating around. I described what he looked like, and I go, he's really concerned about your daughter. And she goes, oh, that's so-and-so. So anyway, do you know that little sucker? After the reading, I went in my kitchen and he flipped my lights on. He flicked my lights on completely. And the second time she called me for a reading, he did it again. He did it again. Now that kind of creeped me out. Because, he's not my family. If my dad flipped my lights on, that'd be a different story. But, I guess he wanted to say, please tell so-and-so, I'm still here. I'm still here, right? Okay, where are we? I never went to the end of the trail here. Ah, he ends up at the Y. Wow. Interesting. So I'll show you where we are because it has a sign for those. All right. So we used to be railroad tracks, and then we go further. It would go, let me see where the lumber yard was. There used to be a lumber yard here, and then that Y used to be a bubblegum factory. I think it was called Swell Bubblegum. And so the train would deliver things. So here it is, Penzie Trail. Penzie. Okay, so we're gonna go back so I can get out of the cold. And Danielson, it's not the same, communicating beyond the veil. It is hard because, the physical is so wonderful, Really, Oh, RC, you see 1111 after your dad passed. That's wonderful. 1111 is also the angel number for new beginning and grounding, like feeling secure, because there's 4 11s, like 1, 2, 3, 4 11s, right? So that's like a 4 and a 1 at the same time. And the 1s are new beginnings. It also means that the angels are with you because 11 is the angel number. So no matter what, it's a great sign to be seeing it. And 111. Oh, and 111 is like a 3. So it has the element of Trinity and communication and collaboration with it. I know, Bob, that iPad story is a miracle. Yeah, I see 1111 and 111, Joanne, both, just like you. Yeah, you need discernment to know what's right. Yep. I think a lot of what we do here on earth is learning discernment. We have lessons to learn to bring us up to our higher spiritual being, but we have to go through all the hard stuff and figure it out, right? Make our mistakes, come to our conclusions, right? Yeah, Beverly, yep. I guess it's not around anymore. Yeah, hi, Pamela. Oh my God, Laura. Laura says, my father opened a jewelry box drawer that he gave her shortly after he passed. It scared me. Oh my God, you said to give him smaller signs. That would scare. And Pamela says, my mother-in-law knocks stuff over. She's always loved horror, and my husband jump scared her a lot growing up. No, they will really give you some big signs sometimes. I have so many stories I just can't even process right now. All my memories. I'm just kind of taking in your questions and the scenery, the beautiful fall colors before they disappear. Because I haven't gotten out enough on I normally am hiking a lot. I'm not even hiking. This is just a path, a gravel path. But, still recovering from the surgery and everything, and I'm not myself. I'm normally like a 12-mile a day hiker, 15-mile a day, but 12. 12's good, 11, 12. And nope, not happening now. But I'm getting there. I know there's some of you rooting for me like Bob, right? Bob's coming on the clairaudient workshop. He's got a really nice channel. Go check out Bob's Price in the chat. He has a beautiful channel, and he is also very, very, very intuitive lately. He has been taking my workshops and following the videos, the free videos, learning so much, and taking some phone lessons with me. He had reading, but he's taking some lessons on psychic development, and he's really come a long way. It's changing your life, because don't be afraid of your psychic connection. When you're with your guides, oh my God, it's such a high. It's the best feeling. They're there to guide you and uplift you and raise your vibration and help you along your path and give you the signs to what you're supposed to do next. They help you. They answer your prayers. There's like nothing better than it. I can't get by in normal life without my connection. I would be really depressed. That's why I want everyone to connect to your guides. Even if you use me, still connect to your guides. Don't rely on me totally. You need that connection for your spirit to feel strong and to feel happy, alive, and whole. Yeah. So, so Bob says his site is his name. Hi, Alina. Welcome to the chat. And Beverly says, what scared me the most was the fact that I would dream about people I've never met, taking care of people, even aliens. Then in one of the dreams, I was told I was in a timelines jumper, a caretaker. Wow. Thank you, Bob. Well, all time, if we look at science, physics, all time is happening at once, but our perception of it makes it sequential, just like when we watch a movie. Like we'll say, like if we have streaming, all of those timelines are in there, right? All the stories are already in there, all at the same time happening now. But when you tune into any one of those movies or shows, you experience, when you download it and play it, you experience it in sequence, right? So in reality, life is like that. And when I had my big vision on the Amtrak train, I went into these circles of light that were connected by golden threads that were like spinning globes of movies. It was really wild. I had like a super brain. I couldn't do it in my normal, it happened like this gift from the heavens where I was given this like super brain for about 10, 20 minutes on the Amtrak train. And I was seeing everything, past, present, future. And, it came for a reason, because I had to go through some hard times with the family, was going through stuff. And it was just like a sign, like it's all going to work out, even though things go heartache and everything's so difficult. There's a reason for it, because you see all the stories play out in the vision, and you're like, okay. And you go through all the emotions of, feeling the sorrow. And then you see, well, but there's all that joy. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for this thing happened first. So it's just like a movie, and we have to experience it. Oh, look at all these pretty colors and clouds. Yeah, I see your back, Bob. I mean, I guess the internet did something, but it all looks good on this end. That's so cool. You're a healer jumper through timelines. Oh, thank you, Beverly. I love teaching. I love sharing my knowledge. Uh, I love hearing of your growth, from following my channel. And if you can't book a reading or take a workshop financially, make sure you hit the like buttons around my channel, watch the commercials, share and subscribe. It's all free to do that, but it helps the channel's message get out, so, the channel doesn't really make money. I just make it from my readings and my members. The members donate money and I get like a portion of that. So, or people that send super chats, I get like half of the super chat or less than half sometimes, but it helps, or PayPal, things like that. But if you can't do it, there's so many free ways to help the channel and help this information for me to connect with people on a regular basis. So yeah, make sure you hit likes throughout my channel. I do that with my favorite channels. Like, even if I don't watch the whole video, or I watch it again sometimes, let it play on my TV and let the commercials play, because I know it helps that person. And there's a thing called, you can hype a video. So sometimes they give you an option to hype a video, and that really helps the video get around. So if you ever see a hype button, push it on my channel, please. I don't think it's going to show up on this one, but it will show up maybe on the video I posted today. I posted a video about the United States future, some of the things I saw that are happening now, and some of the senses I'm getting. I'm not saying it's definitely happening, because there's possibilities for everyone to change in the collective to change the outcome. But it was looking like, oh my God, we may not be one country. I mean, people may just go where they want and divide it up to whatever they like. Who knows? Sometimes divorce is good. But we could all come together. I would love for everyone to really come together, but it's gotten bad, just like my vision. And I had this vision back in the Obama years, man, when I thought everything was great. I just thought we were over this crap. I never imagined, like, I could never, in my logical mind, foresee what's going on now. It took a vision, and I'm like, what the hell? And it's all come true from almost 11 years ago. Over 10 and a half years ago. Yeah, but we'll see. If we all just raise our vibration, that helps everybody. If we all connect to our guides and angels, you can't be divided if everyone's connected to their guides and angels. We're all looking in the same direction toward heaven, Yeah, and I guess things have to change, because all the gunk is boiling up. Oh my God, all this criminal activity. I worked in the modeling industry for years, because I was a photo stylist, set designer. And yeah, it was a weird thing that, it's, oh, look at the pretty birdies. Oh, I love nature. I just love nature. Oh. So, there'd be creepy old guys pursuing young models. That was their, thing. Photographers and wealthy people who were hiring the advertising agency stuff. But, I shouldn't speak this way, but people will get mad at me. But, sometimes it was the girls themselves seeking that as a form of power. It was really weird. They knew that they had power over the men, and they would, use it to their advantage. So it's not all Me Too stuff. I mean, most of it was the Me Too stuff, and it was really real. It is, because men take advantage and use power over women. But man, I have to say, there was a percentage of women using power over men on purpose that didn't have to. They would use their looks and everything And they're the ones procuring the men and trying to get the jobs and step over other people, and sleep with them and this and that and have boyfriends on the side, paying their rent. Yet they would sleep with the photographers to get the jobs they want to be famous. Not good, not ethical. So it's not all the men either. And I'm not talking about broken women like Virginia Dufresne, the hell she went through, and how she was pulled into that world and lured into it. Yeah, there's corruption all around. It's bad. I just want it all to come out and people to see the truth, because maybe that will bring people together. But I don't know. There's some people just don't want to see it. They just don't want to see it. They want to have blinders on. And they want to hate. So, it's a shame. Oh, thank you for all the likes on this video. It equals the amount of people. Thank you. Yeah, so let's see. Any other questions? Yeah, the women would be manipulative. Remember my boss, he was just taking it. He was bad. He was married. He was sleeping with all the models. But, I saw the models hitting on him. It wasn't like, and he would speak dirty. I never felt creepy around him. He was like a Howard Stern. But I never felt the creep vibe from him. Like some people could be quiet and you feel the creep vibe. But photographers were like rock stars in those days. So when they're hiring, if they're doing all the, bathing suit and underwear model shoots, they think like they got they're in on the modeling world. And that's, and the models would throw themselves at them in some cases because they didn't want the other models who maybe were better models getting the job. They thought, well, let me see if I sleep with him, I can get that job in the island and go to the Caribbean for that photo shoot and have a great time. And a lot of, my boss said he's like, well, even not just the models, the stylists, because I said, you're bitching about that stylist you hired that did a horrible job on that photo shoot. You took her all the way to the Caribbean. And then you're bitching about the crappy job she did, and you knew she's a crappy stylist. And I'm a good stylist. Why didn't you hire me? He goes, well, if we were out in the boat in the middle of the lake, you wouldn't be kissing me. I'm like, damn right, I wouldn't be kissing you. He goes, well, that's why I brought her. So it says, someone sent me $100? A gift? Oh, I don't know how that works. Listen, dick slap. What is that? I don't know what that means. We'll find out if it's real or a troll. But if it's real, I thank you. Because sometimes people have sent me money through the live chats in the past. Very kindly. Anyway, I have a thing called Buy Me Coffee on I have links to that, or PayPal or Venmo if you want, because then I get all the money, or most of it, maybe less 4%. But YouTube will take more than half, and then there's the change fees for the different currencies. They take their cut, so I get like 20% maybe of those gifts when they go through the super thanks. You never know. But thank you if it was somebody. If not, just hit the like button. That helps too. Inadvertently. Hey, we need some more likes. There's 24 people and only 17 likes. What's going on here? I'm here to answer your questions on psychic development. I'm a psychic medium and a dance teacher. I work with energy. But today we were talking to the loved ones on the other side, how to communicate with them, what are the signs, how to open your heart to that. Yeah. So does anyone have a question? I don't see any more questions. Did we lose connection? I'm going to find the history marker here. Hi, Beverly. Yeah, YouTube takes a lot, but they got me up here. I mean, I do well with the memberships. I get like 70% of that minus taxes. So I get like half. But when it's the super thanks, the thanks and the super thanks, I'm lucky to get 10, 20% in reality. So that's why I put up, although it helps, maybe YouTube promotes me more when they get paid. I don't know. If they're getting their money, they might put my videos out more. Maybe that's the benefit. I have no clue. But hi, Pam. Pamela Anderson, thank you for being here. And Beverly Dixon. But yeah, if you ever want to donate, just take a workshop with me. Then you get something out of it, $50. Or just $5 for coffee to my Venmo or my PayPal and buy me a coffee. I get most of the money by far, by far. Just the fees, but it's not a big fee. It's a normal fee, like a credit card fee. Yeah, it's not bad. It helps the channel. Every little bit helps me keep going and pay for my medical bills. All right, here we go. Pennsy Trail. It gives us some history. So I'm going to see the mighty Pennsylvania Railroad was at one time America's largest corporate enterprise, and the small Newtown Square branch was one of its many tentacles. The Pennsylvania Railroad acquired the failed, partially built Philadelphia and Delaware County Railroad through a subsidiary in 1894. Wow. So it had 3 stations, 1 in Haverford Township, that's this area. Passenger and freight trains in Lanark, that's where I entered, by the way. And grassland, now called Oakmont, on the north side of Eagle Road. That's close to where I ended, near the bubblegum factory. So at the turn of the 20th century, this area was a rural agricultural backwater. The railroad's grassland facility even boasted a cattle pen in its early days, but change was coming. The near western townships were made ripe for suburban development by a combination of the New Market Street elevated railway in September. That's what we call the L train. It links to new and upgraded electric trolley lines, telephone service, and free rural delivery of mail. So trolley competition put an end to early passenger train service in 1908. Okay, so this is what it looked like. And this was the route. So but this is not the whole trail. This is bigger than the trail. The trail is small compared to this. Right? The trail is like this little part right there. That from that blue dot to that blue dot, that's the trail. And this is the whole railroad. All right? Okay, but so when I was little, there were train tracks here. And we used to walk along the train tracks. And now, hi, Julia. Oh my goodness. Julia, it's so good to see. Julia is very mystical and very connected. Wow. Oh yeah, Beverly. Yeah, I can't be around places where there was war. It's hard for me to stand the vibration. Julia, how are you, honey? It's been a while. So happy to see you on the chat. Julia has the coolest comments. She has the most insightful comments on my videos, on my regular videos. If you ever check out Julia's comments. So Julia, I'm just finishing up my health walk and live chat for the week to answer questions on psychic development. We were talking about communicating with loved ones from the other side. We were talking about all the clairs and the difference between being a psychic, a medium, and a card reader, and a channel. Oh, we didn't even get into what a channel is today. Just a little bit. We talked about all the clairs, pretty much. Yeah. Anyway, I'm breathing better since I started out this walk. I thought, am I going to be able to do it? Even with my medication? I'm on this medication. 4 medications because they think I have asthma. I don't know if I do. Anyway, Aunt B says, my near-death experience left me with gifts. I see and feel energy. I also know things. Think my purpose for serving is to help others. I need a mentor, and do you see me being able to help others full time? I'd have to do a reading on you, but why not? I think you see yourself helping people full time. Why not? Do you feel excitement for it? Aunt B, you got gifts, you got to use them. You know, some people don't trust their own gifts, so it's good to help with your gifts till they can get on their, till they can start to acclimate. Well, Beverly, if you're getting answers before you put the cards down, that means you're psychic. You're not just a card reader. You have claircognizance. That's the clair of knowing. That's great. You don't need the cards. Some people get mad like, oh, you're not reading the cards right because I'm putting the answers before the cards. And I'm like, the cards are just a tool. If I'm getting the answers psychically or through my guides, the cards are just like an extra tool. They're just a tool, that's it. And they're beautiful, and they have beautiful meanings, and they give you such more rich information. But if you're getting it psychically, that's the main thing. That's the real gift. Yeah. You're doing great, Aunt B. Yeah, and you're doing great, Beverly. Keep doing it. Develop it. Get in touch. Connect to spirit. Spirit's all around you. We're swimming in it. We need to open up and communicate to all the higher light beings. Don't be going in the gutters with the prankster spirits and the low vibrational energy. You got to be with the high frequencies. When you're with the high frequencies, you feel amazing throughout your day. It helps you. Life is not easy. You need that connection to spirit. You need it. It's your birthright. You got to do it. Yeah. It's a beautiful fall day. Look at these colors. Hi. And look at someone decorated I guess for Halloween they put some bales up and for the entrance to whatever this company is. And then someone decorated the back of their backyard along the trail. It's so cute. They put lights up. And these squirrels are really happy. I saw them earlier. Oh, look at someone carved a hand out of the trunk. What? They're carving stuff. Look. So someone carved a hand out of the tree trunk. That is so cool. I didn't notice this before. And then there's another carving, a little carving like a door here, like a little gnome door, right? Or window. There's some more carvings there. Cool. A little sandbox they made for the kids and their dinosaurs. And a rain chime thing. And a dinosaur head. It's so cute. So people walk by here, it feels nice. Yeah, so we're getting toward the end of the trail. The end of the line. This is my first time doing the whole trail. I was here last week with some friends, but my one friend has a new baby, so we had my other friend is the grandma, and they had the baby in the carriage and the little baby walking, so we could only do like half the trail. So I never got to see the whole thing, so I wanted to come out, have a talk with everybody, and answer your questions. I know I have been putting today I put a new video on, but in the last couple of weeks, because I couldn't breathe, I put a lot of reposts up. They're like timeless videos. They call them evergreen. but they were specifically for the purpose of helping people who are coming to the clairaudience workshop this Sunday. So I reposted the last clairaudience workshop for people to prep. And then I put all the black tourmaline stuff because that's very protective. So I put those videos up, and the ones about the numbers, because we had the 1111 portal the other day. So Aunt B says, yes, I want to use, when I died, my meme pushed me back saying I had things to do, had to relearn everything, and my coma, oh my God, you were in a coma, left me disabled, unable to work. I need a purpose and think this is my calling. Well, why wouldn't it be your calling? Follow the trail, follow the breadcrumbs until it blossoms and grows. If you have excitement for it, it's your calling. And if it's not your exact calling, it'll lead you to the real calling. You have to follow your excitement. Oh, Julia says, Najia, you have an open portal around you because of your gifts. So I find that a whole bunch of energy can communicate through your presence. Aw. And Beverly says, I didn't know that I don't have a mentor. Oh my God, now I don't want to be negative of it all. No, don't be negative. Very important not to be negative if you're communicating with spirit. You got to keep your frequency high. Do walks like I do. Be in the sunlight. Eat well. Eat plant-based would really help. Don't eat animals, if you can avoid it. If you can avoid it, don't eat any animals because, it's a low vibrational energy and it'll bring you down with the entities. Try to eat vegetarian, everyone, as much as possible. And Julia says, oh, knock on the door. Okay. And Beverly says, it's amazing you're walking and talking at the same time with... I know it is. I guess I'm having a better day. I had some sleep last night. It took a while. And I ate a good lunch. Ate a good lunch. And Beverly says, oh, Lordy, I've got crystals all over the house. I have about a ton after 40 years of collecting. Ah, I love crystals. Yeah, Laura, well, fish is at least that's better than eating, birds and mammals. It's hard, I know. Just do what you can. It's the intention of kindness. I mean, your body will tell you, you have to be ready for whatever vibrationally. I mean, you can't, you have to have the diet that matches your vibration. But if you go toward the light more, you literally go toward the lighter foods. Oh, the door in the tree, the small tree, Julia, yes. I know that door is so cute. I love that someone did that and took the time. It's like art. They make everybody else happy walking along the trail to notice that. So this one is not as scenic, but it's an easy trail near my house. It's only 10 minutes from where I live. 15 at most. I recently started eating cheese after decades of being strict vegan. I don't know, I had a meltdown. Cheese meltdown. And I make my own probiotic yogurt. But I don't know, I might go back to being vegan completely. But I was super strict, yeah. Like, even if it was in a vitamin, some little bit of milk, I wouldn't have it. Or medication or something. Yeah, but that was my path then. You have to follow what your guides say. Oh, I think there's a bridge over here. We haven't done the bridge yet. Yeah. Oh, it's nice to be out. And I'm going to go teach dance later tonight. I'm teaching belly dance workouts in the 7 p.m. with beautiful floor work. Like we're going to prepare for temple dancing in the future. And then I'm teaching Moroccan dance, the second class, like how to understand the Moroccan dance is really different than the Egyptian dance, which I normally teach. So that's going to be fun and good exercise. I will show some video because, oh my God, that Moroccan dance is really different and it's very, very exhausting physical. People get worn out. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the person in front of me. I was just paying attention to the walking and reading. I didn't see them. Oh, Laura, are you signed up for the class already? Let me know are you signed up? You don't have to do anything, but it would be good to watch the video I posted this week that is from the last Claire audience group event. It's on my videos. I put it up like 3 or 4 days ago. Oh, you need protein though, no matter what, Beverly. You know what? I get a lot of protein through, like, always putting a lot of protein in my meal, like in my smoothies. You know, I don't just do fruit. Like, I'll do cucumber and celery, make a complete protein as strong as hamburger. And then I put some kale, and then I put protein powder with mushrooms, because mushrooms have a lot of protein. And I know this sounds gross, but it's so good. I had a banana, apple, peanut butter, kale, cucumber, celery, mushroom powder, some probiotic yogurt with water in my smoothie today. And it makes me feel so good. My brain wakes up. And then I talk a mile a minute. And Aunt B says, I was an elite athlete and always on the go. I had a diagnosed heart condition, long QT syndrome. I died. Oh my God. B, you went through so much. You were in a coma for 3 days, brain dead for 3 days. It's amazing you're back. But you were an elite athlete, so you had no clue you had heart disease. Yeah. Laura, I'm so happy you're going as vegan as possible. That's good. You know, it's so much about what's in the heart. You know, your intent to be kind, to be gentle. So B, you died 11 times? You had no hope of waking? Second week when a new hire, the best long QT doctor took the job and diagnosed me. You had so many miracles to keep you here. Wow. You're doing great. Oh my God, what a miracle you are. Yeah, and everybody jump on Bob's channel too. He's got some cool stuff. Bob Price, he's got his own YouTube channel. Go check him out and support our community. Yeah, I have a vanilla mushroom powder called OM, O-M. It's a blue and white package. It's really good. It doesn't taste all fakey. Like a lot of those protein things, they put too much weird sugar substitutes in, and I hate them. I hate the taste of that stuff. Like, why do it? Why put anything in there? It's sweet enough from the fruit. Yeah, definitely. I agree with Beverly that Aunt B, you were meant to be here. Absolutely. So happy for you. All right, here's the bridge. We may lose connectivity because we lost it last time on the bridge. We'll find out. Let's see if we can make it through. I see 24 people. Yay, liking the video. Good. It helps the channel when you like, share, subscribe. If you can't hire me for a reading, at least, keep the channel in the YouTube atmosphere. Look at this gorgeous doggy. Oh my God, this is a beautiful dog. Watch. Whoa. Look at that handsome, gorgeous. Anyway. Hard to see on the video. Oh, it's a nice wind, nice fall wind. So, I'm going to be with my vegetarian friends on Thanksgiving. I'll be the only liberal. They're all QAnon too. They're not just Republican, they're QAnon. They believe all the crazy stuff. But they're so sweet. I don't know. What do you do when this country divides up? I don't want to be enemies with people, you know? I still love my friends, even if they're delusional. I kind of look at them like they have a bad boyfriend. And they're just delusional. Oh, Julia, that's a great question for Aunt B. Aunt B, you met someone while you were on the other side. You don't remember the meeting. Yeah, Julia's very intuitive. Beverly, yeah, I'm not the only liberal. Oh, I go into, it's like, these are my dear friends for many years, decades. And it's like, what happened? They're smart, intelligent, what's gone? Who took their brain away? I mean, it's one thing to be Republican, that's a whole other thing, but to be QAnon is another. To believe in all that. Well, maybe some of it could be true, who knows, but they just told me stuff off the rails. Off the rails. Off the rails stuff. Oh my God, and they believe it just because they want to, because they do. They're on special QAnon pages on Facebook and other places, and they believe it, and their church tells them stuff. Oh, hi, Marlius. I'm glad you think it's pretty. I'm so happy you think. I don't live here, but I live nearby. I'm about 10, 15 minutes from here, but this is a nice little place to come. It's not far from where I live. And I'm new to checking it out. It's been here for years, but I normally go in the woods. But I'm recovering from heart surgery, so I'm not going in the woods by myself right now and doing the big hikes and the hills and things in case I fall. I've had a few falls, so. Aunt B says, I met my grandma, all loved ones, including fur babies, but Meme said I couldn't stay because I had things to accomplish, and she pushed me back. I woke and was shocked she was strong enough to push me. I'm 6 feet. Wow. You have a purpose. You got to do it. You got to figure it out. You're going to keep listening to your guides. You're going to keep listening to your guides, Aunt B. And you keep tapping in and looking for the signs. And you can also, I'm picking up for you, it's really important for you to write, to journal, or to like you may not know what your guidance is, but if you let your hand guide you and write something, and you'll be surprised about what you write. And come back on this chat another time when I do it next week, and tell me if you've done this and if you've gotten any more insight. I'm picking up that about you. Maria says, do I have something close to you and identity as a person? I don't know if he's asking me. I mean, no one's here right now. It's kind of empty trail. I think everyone, has gone back home. I think people were out earlier, like eating a late lunch or doing their walk or something. Yeah, I'm picking up for you, just to have a little notebook to write something freehand and see what comes out on the page. I keep getting that image for you, pop it out of you. And then Aunt B says, I was hanging on to her, begging to stay, was shocked she could push me. Oh, because you're a solid muscle. Yeah, you're athletic. I was 26 at the time. I'm 44 now. My meme was my safe person and died when I was 11. I miss her so much. Oh, I know. You must have wanted to stay with her so badly. Especially since the other side is so beautiful there. It's not harsh like here. I know it can be difficult, But you have a purpose. You made it through, man. Yeah. Coming to the end of the trail. Coming to the end of the video if I'm coming to the end of the trail, because I got some errands to run after. And I got to also get ready for my class. I have some more things to put together for my class tonight. My dance class, not my psychic class. My psychic class is on Sunday. Here we go, Pensy Trail. So they have some pictures here. Right? Thank you for all the likes. So this is where I'm at. It's pretty. Look at this. People have that nice treehouse entertainment area up there. That's cool. Beverly's had 17 surgeries and must have crossed over at one point because I saw heaven and it was surreal. No words. And then Aunt B says, the other side is nothing but love. It's hard to explain, but there are no negative energies on the other side. We talk telepathic and it's wonderful. I didn't want to leave, but felt guilty when I woke. It must have been so difficult. Well, if E. Dickerson's still on, you know your son's in a good place. Hearing about these people with the NDEs here, you know he's in a good place. I know you lost. We had someone on earlier. She lost her son 6 years ago. It's so hard, so painful. I can't imagine the pain a mother must feel to lose a son, you know. Hard enough to lose a parent, to lose a son. Oh, I smell smoke, like someone's got like a little fire going. Look at that happy little squirrel tucked away. Let's see. Oh, there's a happy guy. Oh, well, there's squirrels everywhere. You feel guilt because your parents and loved ones would have missed you, and finally told my mom when she begged her mom to push me back. Can we say hi to that tree? Yeah, let's say hi to this beautiful tree. And a little squirrely boy or girl. Beautiful. Some beautiful light today. Yeah, it's so nice. I'm glad we got good connection for most of this. We only had like one rough time on this whole long walk. I think it's been about an hour and a half. Yeah, it's an hour and a half. And we only had one glitch. Not bad. The tree, I think the tree spirits, yeah, I feel that spirit right on my back right now in my heart. I am always feeding those squirrels. Hi, Bob, the CPA. Hello, sweetheart. We just had an hour and a half chat about psychic development. I do this at least once a week. I mean, I never say it's always going to be this long. I like it to be this long because we had good connection today. We only had one glitch. But, you know, sometimes I'll just come on for 15, 20 minutes at a time because of the internet connection. And I answer your questions on psychic development. I'm always happy to do so. And I finally figured out how to ban the people that come in with their crap. The people that come in with the trolls that come in with the, you know, with all their negativity. Oh, Beverly, it's your first time. I'm glad you're loving it. Oh, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. Get that little bell and it will tell you when I'm on doing this. It'll tell you Najia's live. And then you can just have some questions in your head ready for the next time. You can write them in. And I'm happy to help you. You know, I am going to have some really interesting guests on. They don't have a YouTube, they have a Facebook channel or something. But there's 5 people all communicating with three-eye atlas, and they're all getting the same messages, and they're communicating with various star beings in different nights, and they're all getting the same messages. It's wild. They were telling me about it yesterday. One's, two of them are my friends, and then the rest of their friends. And Marius says, I'm living in North Carolina. I used to live in California a long time. Northern lights are beautiful in this time of year. You're so lucky you saw them. I missed them. And B, ask your guides where to start. Somebody will appear to you. Beverly, go tell Linda how much you love me on her channel. If you write on her comments, it will help me to come back to her channel, by the way. I think some people got mad at me about what I said about this country dividing. And I'm like, it's happening right before our eyes. People got really upset. And that kind of upset Linda, but I hope it doesn't. I don't know. It'll be what it is. Yeah, we do have to heal this planet after the climate change. It was accelerated. Yeah. I met some really nice people through Linda G in my readings. I've had the honor of readings for some really amazing souls that follow Linda. I feel really blessed. I got to help them, and I also, people go through a lot. People are strong. I'm just amazed. So many wonderful people. Oh, so Beverly says, no, the country's supposed to divide because of the manipulation of the 3D. Well, there's definitely a lot of manipulation going on. I mean, maybe everyone will just be happy where they're meant to be. I'm not moving yet till I know where to move. Hopefully I won't have to go far. I don't know. I'm open for anything. We have to see where how much of the country it's going to. I've definitely seen. Look, my world changes predictions have come true, and I trust when my guides come in and give me these visions. The tarot is different, but when I'm getting visions, major visions, and clairaudience, those are my guides, big time guides coming through to give me important messages. So I know that these are going to happen. The earth changes, they're already happening, but they're going to happen in a much bigger way. So I know a lot of people from Linda's channel get upset that I have Tom on. But I know Tom is very sincere, and I see a lot of what Tom sees. I see more. I don't have specifics like Tom about California and the West Coast, but I've had the same kind of visions. So it's best to be prepared or just be connected to your guides throughout this process. That's the most important thing. Yes, and Jesus does love us all so much. For sure. Absolutely. He's pure love. Pure spirit leading us in love. Oh, look at that magnificent bird up there. I don't know if the camera can see it. Why can't I see it in the camera? It's like huge. Like 4-foot bird. All right, coming to the boring part. We're losing our nature. Hi, JBD. I'm having a great day. Oh, Beverly says, hon, you're here and it's the best area to be in. I don't know who Robert Gordon Scallion is. Oh my God, how do I take a screenshot of this? Remember that name. I have to look it up. Is that a psychic? Look, someone's growing tomatoes here. Green tomatoes, green plum tomatoes. Yeah, I live close by. I live just right, I'm a mile from Philadelphia. This is a little further out away from Philadelphia, but I'm just 1 mile from Philadelphia. And then Ampy's talking to Julia, says, yes, Julia, Now I live with my parents after coma, to recovery, and my dad's energy is cruel. Oh, toxic and drains you. I'm so sorry, Aunt B. I protect myself, but his energy is toxic, so I'm trying to move back to my home and then I can focus on my gifts. Well, that's a big, yeah. Hi, I am that I am. Hi, oh, Melissa, that's you. Melissa from Texas, is that you? I am that I am is also Melissa from Texas that I've talked to many times in the chat. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. We're just about ending this. We've been on for over an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. I have to go on some errands, but we did this trail, this new trail. It's a paved trail. It used to be a railroad called the Pennsy Trail. So listen, I really enjoyed talking to you. I'll be back next week. I might even come on sooner. I'm doing a ghost podcast. There's a video crew coming to my house on Sunday before we do the workshop on clairaudience on Sunday night. But this is where I'm at. So I might do a little live before that, but definitely next week. Definitely expect me back within a week, if not sooner. Oh, I would love to have... I had an encounter with Jesus in my dream. It was so real. It's amazing. Years and years ago. Yeah, and Linda G met Jesus. She wouldn't even grow up Catholic. She grew up atheist because her mom was forced to be Catholic in a orphanage type situation. Yeah, Rails to Trails. I love it. The Rails to Trails program. So that's where I'm at. And now I'm going to go. This used to be my doctor's office. And then beyond that was a fitness, LA Fitness. It's just all empty now. It's just the pandemic. The pandemic changed everything, and all the hospitals closing here, like 5 hospitals closing all down around the same time, and all the satellite offices of the doctors went out of business. This country's going through some shit, you know? It's crazy. People lose their access to healthcare, man. Ooh, is that a 4-leaf clover? Is that a 4-leaf clover? No, I thought it was, but it's not. I have found well over 1,000 of them. Anyway, take care, everybody. I love seeing you. I'll be back. Have a beautiful week.